History never lies, and it always reserves its most tragic pages to record the downfall of authoritarian regimes, where greed and arrogance have drowned out all traces of humanity. When a ruling apparatus shapes itself into a privileged class, living in opulence built on the bones and sufferings of its people, and turns away with chilling indifference to cries for help amid disasters, it signals the imminent end of its era. Consider the collapse of Nicolae Ceaușescu in Romania, a stark illustration of ultimate indifference. As the Romanian people queued for hours in bone-chilling cold just to buy a loaf of moldy bread, lived in unheated apartments through a merciless winter, Ceaușescu was constructing the gilded, colossal palace of the people, hosting lavish feasts and mobilizing the notorious Securitate to crush any voice brave enough to complain. That counterfeit splendor, propped up by violence and deceit, evaporated in a matter of days when the fury of the masses ignited, transforming the beloved leader into a criminal, executed on Christmas Day. Or examine the Khmer Rouge regime under Pol Pot, another gruesome testimony to the cruelty regimes can inflict upon their own citizens. Cloaked in high-minded promises of an equal society, the Khmer Rouge herded millions of Cambodians from their cities, sentencing them to back-breaking forced labor and death on the killing fields, while the leadership reveled in their delusions of power. Humanity is left with a torturous question. Why? Why can those in power descend into such savagery, plundering their own people to the end, utterly unmoved by the suffering of those who share their language, color, and blood? The answer lies in the core of absolute power's corruption. When a group holds unchecked power, they gradually develop a syndrome of superiority, envisioning themselves as shepherds and the people as mere sheep to be shorn or slaughtered. For corrupt dictatorships, the country ceases to be a homeland to serve. It becomes an occupied territory ripe for exploitation. These rulers are cruel towards their people because, in their eyes, citizens are not rightful stakeholders, but latent threats to their throne. The terror of losing their looted wealth and authority reduces them to paranoid despots willing to suppress every hint of dissent by force and to hide their incompetence under layers of lies. They would sooner let people perish in floods and disasters than admit to the shoddy, corrupt systems they built. Yet this senseless cruelty is always a double-edged sword. Indifference to the nation's pain is the most potent poison to any regime's legitimacy. When people realize their enemy is not nature or foreign powers, but those who sit atop society feasting on luxury, that is the moment fear evaporates, replaced by an unstoppable force that sweeps away the debris of history, restoring justice for the nation.